Welcome back with a new math tutorial. In this video we are talking about tenth. But at the first, what is the meaning of a decimal? Decimal is a number that uses the place value and decimal point to show the part of a whole one. As we talked before about the fraction, and we said the fraction is a part of a whole one. The decimal also is using the number and decimal point to represent a part of a whole one. So if you can see now, we have a square. This full square represented as a whole one because we shade all of the parts. But in the second one, we divide the square into 10 equal parts and we shade only one. So this part represents 1 out of 10. Now we can read it as 1/10. If you need to write it as decimal, so it will be 0.1. And if you need to write it in a word form, so it will be represented as 1/10. But in the third shape, you will find that we have here a square and we divide it into 100 parts. And we shade only one part. So this part represents 1 out of 100. If you need to write it as a decimal, it will be represented as 0.01. And we can call it as 100. So we can convert the fraction to be a decimal and the decimal to be a fraction. In question number 1, we need to write it as a decimal. We have here 2/10. At the first, we will write the number as a fraction. We have here 2/10, it's mean 2 will be up. Whatever the number that you have here with THS, it's mean it will be written at denominator. So it will be equals 2/10. Now we need to write it as a decimal. Once we have here the denominator equals 10 or 100 or 1000, we can write it in decimal form. So how can we write? Number 1, write the numerator without any change. Number 2, how many zeros down in 10? We have only 1 zero. So from the right, I will start counting 1 digit, then put the decimal point. So it will be equals 0.2, and we can read it as 2/10 or 2/10 in the form of a fraction. In this question, we need to shade each one. So for question number 2, we have 0.7. 0.7, if we need to write it as a fraction number 1, I will just write the number at the right of the decimal, which is 7. Now make the fraction part. Now how many digits at the right of the decimal point? We have only 1 digit. It means we have only 1 zero down, which is 10. So this one will be 7/10. And to shade the model, we can shade 7 parts. And that's how can we represent 0.7. In question number 3, we have 8/10. So to represent it, it will be 8/10. Because we said 8/10. 8 will be up and 10th will be down. To represent as a decimal, it will be equals 8. Just we write the numerator without any change. Because we have only 1 zero down, so I will start counting from the right 1 digit. Then put the decimal point. So to shade the part, we will shade only 8 parts. In question number 4, we have 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10, if we need to represent as a fraction, it will be 4/10. 4/10 as a decimal, it will be just we write the numerator without any change. Now we have only 1 zero down, so just put the decimal point after 1 digit from the right, then put the 0. So it will be 0.4, and we can read it as 4/10. Just we will shade 4 parts. In this question, we need to represent on the number line. For question number 8, we have 6 out of 10 equal parts. Let 6 out of 8 represented by the point A. So we have here 6 out of 10, which represent as 6/10. We said to write 6/10 in the decimal form, just we write 6, the number which written up. Then because we have 1 zero down, I'll just put the decimal point after 1 digit from the right, then we put 0. So for 0.6, just we make a point, and we will call it at the point A. 9 out of 10 equal parts. 9 out of 10 in the form of a fraction, so it will be 9/10. We can represent 9 out of 10 at the point B. So to write it as a decimal, just we write the numerator, then we have 1 zero down. So I will count from the right 1 digit, then put the decimal place. So we have here 0.9 or 9/10. So at 0.9, I will just put the point and I will write the letter B. In this question, we need to use the word to describe each decimal. In question 10, we have 0.2. At the first, I will write it as a fraction, so it will be 2. Because we have 1 digit at the right of the decimal, so only we have 1 zero down, which is 2/10. 2/10 in the word form, which is represented by 2/10. In question number 12, we have 0.3. 0.3 we just write 3 up, then because we have one digit at the right of the decimal, it means we have only one zero, which is 10. So we can write 3 over 10 in the word form as 3/10. Now we can solve without converting to be a fraction. Just read the number at the right of the decimal, which is 8. After that, because we have one digit at the right of the decimal, so it will be, the denominator will be 10. Because the denominator will be 10, so we can say that it will be 8/10. Also, the same in question number 3. We have 0.9. Read the number at the right of the decimal, because there is no whole number, so it will be 9. And because we have only one digit at the right of the decimal, the number with one zero, which is 10. So we can say we have 9/10. And that's how can we represent in word and decimal and fraction form.